students, welcome back. Mrs. Wright here, ready to read you guys our second story about farms. Remember, this man's name is Old MacDonald. We're learning a little bit about his farm. Remember some of the things we studied last time? Tools that are used on a farm, and all of his farm animals, they need certain things from him like food, water, and shelter. Remember that? All right, so here's what we've got today. We've got some new vocabulary words. The first word is the word grazing. Grazing. That means eating. So here's that word in a sentence. The cows are grazing in the field behind the barn. Grazing. And the second word we're going to practice today is the word herd. Herd, a group of animals that eats and travels together. We saw a herd of deer at the park. All right, here we go. We are going to start this story. I want you to think for a minute. The name of this story is called With a Moo Moo Here. What do you think this story is about? Moo moo. What says moo? Cows. That's right. Here we go. Students, we'll be able to identify some of the key details about cows after we listen to this story. Are you ready? All right. Old MacDonald says, I have finished my jobs for the day and I am ready to take you on a farm tour. Let's start over at my neighbor, Farmer Brown's place. Cattle are some of the first animals people think of when they think of farms. This is actually my neighbor's herd of cattle. A herd is a group of cows, is a group that travel and eat together. I only have a few cows on my hand, but my neighbor on my farm, my neighbor has a whole herd in his pasture. Female or mother cattle are called cows. You might not be able to tell at first glance, but most of the cattle in this picture are cows or female cattle. Like most farm animals, cows spend most of the day standing around eating. That is fine. In fact, that's great. That is exactly what farmers want cows to do. The more the cows eat, the better. This is a baby cattle are often called calves. A calf looks like its mother, only smaller. Cows usually give birth to one calf each year. Like all mammals, this mother cow produces or makes milk inside her body. The calf feeds on the milk each day until it is old enough to eat grass and other types of feed. If you look closely at the cow in this picture, you will notice a large pouch on her belly near her hind legs. This is called the cow's udder, where she produces and stores milk. The cow's udder has 4 teats. Her calf will suck on one of those teats and drink milk when it is hungry. Sometimes the mother cow is not able to produce enough milk for her calf. If that happens, the farmer will have to feed the calf milk from a bottle. We did that this last summer. We had some baby cows and we fed them with bottles. Males or father cattle are called bulls. They are usually larger than cows. Bulls do not produce milk. A farmer has many cows, but usually only 1 or 2 bulls. Even an old experienced farmer like me needs to be careful around the bulls because it can be unpredictable. A bull can be unpredictable. Cattle spend most of their time out in the fields or pastures grazing on fresh green grass. Grazing means eating. Because grass isn't always available, some farmers grow extra fields of grass, alfalfa, and other grains that they can turn into hay. Hay is dried grass that cows and other farm animals can eat when there is not enough grass growing in the pasture. Once the plants in those extra fields are fully grown, the farmer pulls a machine with his tractor to mow it down. Then he uses another machine to gather it up and make hay bales. A bale is a large, tightly packed bundle that is tied together. Have you ever seen a bale of hay? I have. I've seen them round, like in this picture right here. and I've seen them in small square bales. Farmers can store these bales of hay in the field or bring them into the barn to keep them nice and dry. That way they will be ready for cattle to eat in the winter. When the weather is cold and there is not as much grass for grazing in the fields. Some farmers also give cows feed made from corn. And I don't mean corn on the cob. The corn people eat is called sweet corn, and it is different from what most farmers grow, which is called field corn. Field corn has many uses. It can be used for animals' feed and an ingredient in many of the foods that we eat. Calves aren't the only ones who drink cow's milk. People drink it too. I am sure a lot of you drink milk every day. Milk is also used to make ice cream, as well as many other dairy products, including cheese, butter, and yogurt. So cow's milk is also important to people. That is why there are dairy farms. People get cow's milk by milking cows. To milk the cow, this girl squeezes a teat on the udder and gives it a good strong tug. With each tug, a little more milk squirts out into the bucket. It will take her a while to fill this bucket, and by the time she's done, her hands and arms will probably be sore and tired, unless she does this sort of work a lot, in which case she will probably be used to it. On modern dairy farms, machines are used to milk the cows. The farmer hooks the hoses up to the udders, but then the machines do the work of pumping milk out of the udders. On a dairy farm, the building where the cows are milked is called the milking parlor. The dairy farmer collects fresh milk from his cows twice each day, morning and night. And a big truck comes to the dairy farm and collects all the milk once every 2 days. Often the milk will go to a bottling factory, and then it will be sold to grocery stores, and they may eventually end up in your refrigerator at home. Not all cows are dairy cows. Some farmers raise beef cattle. Beef is the word for cow meat. Look in this picture and you can see that this is all different ways to eat beef. Roast beef, that's like this one on a roast. Steak, hamburgers, and beef stew are all beef products. All right, that's the end of our story about cows today. We had a great lesson on that. Now, ask yourself a quick question. How often do farmers milk cows? Do you remember? 2 times, right? Good. Are cows mammals? Do you know what a mammal is? Something that produces milk for its young is a mammal. So are cows mammals? Yes, they are, because they produce milk for their babies. Do you remember what a group of cows that travel and eat together is called? A herd. Good. What are male cows called? The daddy cows. They're called bulls. Good. And what are the mama cows called? They're just called cows, right? Babies have a special name too. What are they called? Calves. Good. Why does a cow have an udder? Do you remember? Why does it have that udder under their belly? For their babies to drink milk, huh? Now, how do cattle get the food that they need? From a farmer. Good. How do calves get the food they need? Good. Babies drink their mother's milk, right? Or if they don't have enough milk, then they can be bottle fed by a farmer. All right, I want you to think for a minute. What is the most interesting thing that you learned today about cows? Pause the video and tell somebody you're sitting by what the most interesting thing is you learned from our read aloud today. In this read aloud, you heard the words, cows spend most of their time out in the fields or pasture grazing on fresh green grass. Say the word grazing with me. Grazing. Clap it out. Grazing. Grazing. 2-syllable word. If an animal is grazing, it is moving around eating grass and other plants, right? Grazing means to eat. Last night, I saw a deer grazing in my backyard. Have you ever seen an animal out in the field grazing? Have you ever seen one on TV? Use the word grazing in a complete sentence. You could say, I saw a blank grazing in the field. I saw a sheep grazing in the field. Pause the video and share a sentence with someone you're sitting by. All right, lastly, we're going to do thumbs up, thumbs down. I will read you a sentence about an animal doing something. If it is an example of an animal grazing, give me a thumbs up. Say that is grazing. If it is not, give me a thumbs down. Are you ready? All right, here we go. The calf is drinking milk from its mother. Thumbs down, not grazing, right? The cow is eating fresh green grass. Grazing, right? Good one. The deer wanders away from its mother while it is eating grass. Yes, that deer is grazing. The bull is drinking water from the river. Not grazing. The sheep is eating the grass behind the barn. That is grazing. Thumbs up. Nice job today, students. I hope you enjoyed learning about cows today. And next time we'll have another story about some more farm animals. Have a great day.